All right, y'all. Good news. This is really good news. I had to sneak out for a little bit to talk to you guys. Wanted to give you my really kind of initial thoughts, more or less, on the hire of Mike McCarthy. Somebody who, if you follow the channel, you follow me and Joe, you know he's kind of been my guy for a while. And get ready for the propaganda, okay? Get ready for the ESPNs and this, that, and the third, and just get ready for a lot of mess. But first and foremost, like I've said the whole time, we need a coach. First of all, you need a man's man. So let's talk about Mike McCarthy for a second. Pittsburgh guy. He's from Pittsburgh. He's a man's man. All right. You hear him talk. You see the way that the offense played. And listen, a lot is about to be made about him and A-Rod's relationship. But I think that says, and I'm not just saying this because the Cowboys hired Mike. I think that says more. Hopefully you guys can see me. Hopefully the light isn't bad. I think that says more about A-Rod than it does about Mike. Now, what happens is the coach always gets canned. Cool, I get it. But I think it says more about A-Rod than it does about Mike. Let me just say that. There's been former players who have come out about A-Rod, not really easy to play with, kind of I wouldn't say selfish, but and you just kind of get that vibe from him. You get the vibe from A-Rod that he really is the smartest. He thinks he's the smartest player in the world. He thinks that he, everything has to be the A-Rod way, and he has his, discount double check and the whole nine. But the fact remains, when you talk about a player, and when you think about a player like A-Rod, I remember watching the Seattle game last year, regular season game, and I'm sitting there watching, A-Rod check out of plays, and I just talked to a Packers buddy of mine. He said that was a big issue with him and Mike. Him and Mike was, Mike would have something called, and A-Rod would check out of it, this, that, and the third. And I just think that Mike and Dak will work, because I think that, to be honest, I don't think that A-Rod's that coachable. He's so good that I think that he knows he can make every throw. He knows he can make every play, this, that, and the third. And I think that Dak, one thing that Mike will, I'm praying, hopefully be able to do is rein Dak in. That was a good play on words, Dakota, Rain, Prescott. I think that he'll be able to rein Dak in. What do you mean, Foots? I think that he'll be able to design stuff. First of all, him and his staff stayed together this whole offseason. They took a year away from football, which I think was great, to kind of learn, retool, and look into some new ideas. So I think that he'll have that part of it. But, he'll run his stuff. He'll run the stuff that gave him success. Listen, 122-77 and a Super Bowl win is good enough for me. I'm going to be honest. I didn't want Lincoln Riley. I didn't want a guy who comes in 5 wide, Dak throwing the ball 40 times. No. I think that another thing that I always liked what the Packers did, I love the way that they ran the football. I love the designed runs, the counter game. I think that he will use Zeke and Pollard amazingly. He will design stuff for those guys. Just watch. Trust me. He will design stuff for those guys. And that's what I mean by he will make it easier on Dak. He'll know what to say to Dak. I think that Garrett's voice got stale. As much as Dak will go to the podium and say, he'll go to the podium and say, Garrett was my guy, this, that, and the third. And his voice got stale. Then it comes out that Garrett wanted to keep the job. He was begging for his job. It's really crazy that I'm very impressed that Jerry got it right. I think that Jerry, I'm impressed. To me, Mike McCarthy was my guy. So if it doesn't work, I'm going to be the first person to come here and say, bad hire. Okay? Bad hire. But you know what? I'm right now excited. It just gave me new energy. It gave me new juice because You don't want to get a young guy in here who starts throwing the ball all over the yard. That's not what Dak needs. I know that he led the league in passing. So did Jameis Winston. Okay, so every quarterback who led the league in passing this year is at home. All right, none of them made the playoffs. So it's about scheming up the right stuff. It's about really having a hold and knowing what type of player. And honestly, it's about having a voice that the players will want to play for. All right, and I think that Mike McCarthy is that now. You're going to hear Stephen A. Smith and ESPN, these idiots, and even Rex Ryan on ESPN, like he has these accolades. No. Mike McCarthy is just a stopgap for Jason Witten. No, guys, come on. Let's be honest here. All right, so what does this mean going forward? Obviously, it's way too much to talk about right now, but sorry, guys, my arm's getting a little tired. I wish I had my actual stand. What does this mean for Jason Witten? I mean, not Jason Witten. What does this mean for the team going forward? Draft, philosophy, what do they want to do? Personnel, all that stuff has to be talked about, they have to dive into it more or less. But here's the thing. I think that Dallas will. I was reading something that over the last, 10 years, most playoff wins, it's like him, Harbaugh. Most playoff wins is him, Harbaugh, and Belichick. Obviously, Belichick greater than everybody else. But, the moral of the story is that it's 11 o'clock. I'm on Capitol Hill, guys. This thing goes off. It's like, it's really old school that they actually have a bell that lets you know when it's every hour on the hour. But I just think that for me, it's the type of hire. Okay, it's the type of hire that Dallas needed. You did not need a guy. Oh my God, this joint really does this is like the Notre Dame bell or something. I mean, man. Dome, go again. Dome. It must do every hour or something. I can't even think. Seriously. Guys, I'm sorry. This is a joke. Are they kidding me? Am I being trolled? Is this punked? Damn, that bell is so annoying. All right, guys. I like the hire. He stayed over Jerry Jones' house. Jerry wanted him. He dialed in. And listen, give Jerry credit for actually firing Jason Garrett. I don't care what none of y'all say. There was a possibility. It was hard for Jerry to fire, like a lot of you guys say, his son. He looks at Jason like a son. If nothing else, the good thing about this hire is McCarthy will come in, no nonsense, knows that he has to win, knows that he has the offense and the pieces to win, and he'll be able to do some things. Now, what are you going to do with the staff? I think some of these guys got to go. And listen, give McCarthy full reign to hire the right guys. Sounds like that the Cowboys are looking at the Saints linebackers coach to be the DC, young up-and-coming coach. I'm not mad at it. Marinelli's voice got stale. Rashard didn't have these guys playing good football, so I'm not mad at them getting canned. It is what it is. It's the NFL. But nonetheless, my knee-jerk reaction, I love Mike McCarthy. He had the sleepover. The sleepover worked. Aaron Rodgers stay in Wisconsin with Green Bay because you know what? The Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl next year with Mike and Dak. Rein them in, Mike. Rein Dak in, baby. Rein Dak in. Just design some stuff for Dak, man, that we could just get out of games. All right, y'all. Peace.